John Weir Perry, I told you, he spent a lot of time with people diagnosed with schizophrenia. And here's what he found, that there was a pattern. They tended to believe they were at the center of things. They tended to believe that they had been anointed by some force to be involved in the battle between good and evil, or communism and democracy, or the devil and God. They had been anointed. And so, as you know, when people believe that somebody has implanted a device in them and is reading their thoughts, and you've heard of this, right? People who believe that there's a device been implanted in me and it's reading my thoughts. Well, it's never the barber or the next door neighbor that's reading their thoughts. It's the United Nations, the Illuminati, the government, or the FBI, you know?
Or the extraterrestrials.
Or the extraterrestrials. And it's because they're important. One of the patients I knew who was diagnosed with schizophrenia was an 18-year-old young man. I was driving him one day, I'm in the car, and he says to me, "You see that guy on the corner?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "He's reading my thoughts." I asked him, "Why is he reading your thoughts?" He said, "Because I'm important. I'm important." So people in this state of being will tend to think that they're involved in this battle. They tend to believe they've been reborn in a way, that they're creating a new world. They're involved in what they do is attached to the power-oriented part of their personalities, their archetypes, the deep part of their psyches, and not into the eros part of their psyches. The eros is the part that connects with other people, compassion, love, softness. They don't want to connect with that part. So I got to know one of my patients, I knew her for 5 years, diagnosed with schizophrenia. Now, when she was applying for welfare, she was grounded and lucid. When she was talking to a policeman, grounded and lucid. "Yes, sir. My name is such and such. I was born such and such." "That's it? Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am." When she was in my office, she would say delusional things. She's told me one day, she said, "Well, I was christened by the first pope." I said, "Well, but the first pope lived 1,500 years ago." She said, "Oh, no, by the pope now, I was christened by this pope." Now, if I had known then what I know now, I would have asked her, I would have said, "That's really interesting that the pope christened you, because, you know, the pope doesn't christen everybody. Why did he christen you?" And she probably would have said, "Because I'm important. I'm part of the Pope's team." So one day, I was in session with her, and she looked at me, she said, "Al, you look tired." I said, "Well, I'm tired." She said, "But you don't talk to the moon enough. You need to talk to the moon." Okay, that's a pretty good idea. So I wondered, why would she say something delusional in my office? And I think the reason she did it was she was testing me out. She wanted to see what I was going to do. If I say something like, and she would say, "Well, I grew up on an Indian army base. I'm an Indian princess. My name is so-and-so," which wasn't her real name. I was at, why would she say delusional things? And I think she was testing me out. She wanted to see, if I say this, what will Al do? Will he be with me, or will he give me some bull about, "That's ridiculous, that's a delusion, and you have to stop thinking that way"? She was testing me out. So she had a very difficult life, this woman. And by the way, she had been horribly abused, like you wouldn't believe the abuse that she had been victim of. And of course she told me about it, but I also talked to her uncle, and he told me, yeah, it's true. She'd had her kids taken away from her. She had horrible. Just the fact that she could stay alive to me was incredible. Courage it took for her to stay alive. And this young man, by the way, told me that he had been abused by his mother's boyfriends, stepfathers, abused. So it doesn't take a lot of abuse, you know, like Alice Miller said, just don't let a person be who they are. And when they get angry, don't let them be angry.